Alright, now let's look at an example. Johnson Company purchased equipment 8 years ago for $1 million. The equipment has been depreciated using the straight line method with a 20-year useful life and 10% residual value. Johnson's operations have experienced significant losses for the past 2 years, and as a result, the company has decided that the equipment should be evaluated for possible impairment. The management of Johnson Company estimates that the equipment has a remaining useful life of 7 years. Net cash inflow from the equipment will be $80,000 per year. The fair value of the equipment is $240,000, and no goodwill was associated with the purchase of the equipment. According to FASB 144, the existence of impairment is determined by comparing book value to the undiscounted future cash flows. So first, let's find the book value of the equipment. To find the book value of the equipment, we first need to determine the annual depreciation over the past 8 years. This is done by subtracting the 10% residual value from the original purchase price of $1 million and dividing that number by 20 years. This gives us an annual depreciation of $45,000. By multiplying the net cash inflow of $80,000 per year by the 12 years remaining in the equipment's useful life, we can determine there is $560,000 of future cash flows from the equipment. According to FASB 144, the existence of impairment is determined by comparing book value, which is $640,000 in this case, to the undiscounted future cash flows, which is $560,000. The fair value is lower, so an impairment loss should be recognized. The next thing we need to do is determine the amount of the impairment loss that needs to be recognized and how it would be recorded. The impairment loss in this case is equal to $400,000. We can find this by subtracting the equipment's fair value of $240,000 from its book value of $640,000. The impairment loss in this case would be recorded by debiting accumulated depreciation for $360,000 and debiting loss on impairment of equipment for $400,000, while crediting equipment for $760,000. Lastly, let's look at what journal entry Johnson Company would make if the future cash flows were $980,000. In this case, because the future cash flows of $980,000 are greater than the book value of $640,000, no journal entry would be made because no impairment loss should be recognized.